Hi, it's Tuesday. Yeah, we'll do it eventually, I guess. Hope y'all had a good start to the week. I did. I really did. It was a good day yesterday. Wasn't busy. I wasn't really busy, and it was almost 90. So I was a happy puppy. I enjoyed it thoroughly, and then I came home, and I was home. Oh, God, it is really hard right now to stay grounded, though. Like, I'm doing what I've always said you have to do. Choose happiness, choose to be happy, pay attention to when your mood's going to drop and what's causing it. Or, well, try to keep your thoughts positive. It keeps you out of the spiral. I've been doing that. But fuck, it's hard sometimes. Especially now. Especially with everything that's been going on. Because, fucking seriously. It's... one of the things I have said is there is a cognitive dissonance on the right. Like, just straight the fuck up. Because for 40, 50 years, the American public has been convinced that the poor are being patriotic when they support cutting everything that helps them. From education, to healthcare, to social programs, to fixing their infrastructure. They have been convinced that if they just work just hard enough, they'll be the next billionaire. They get told stories of how Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk came from nothing to be these massively rich assholes. Jeff Bezos got almost $250,000 from his parents to help start Amazon. Didn't exactly come from nothing if his parents had $250,000, right? Elon Musk was a mediocre engineering student whose father owns an emerald mine. And who is just savvy enough, and probably more than savvy, lucky enough, to stumble upwards multiple times. See, to be that kind of rich that these people are, that the American poor idolize and keep voting for, you have to be a really shitty person. Really shitty person. Because you can't get that kind of money. You can't hoard that kind of wealth. When you have a genuine conscience and empathy and compassion for those around you, you can't. Because there are stories that go the other way. Of rich people who are truly talented in their field who aren't assholes. one I always liked, one I heard years ago and still like to hear, is when Costco was really on their upswing, initially when they first started really growing, the board wanted to pay their CEO an exorbitant amount of money. And he went, why? 250,000 years more than enough. Well, yeah, but we're making all this money. You could get more. We could do stocks. He goes, pay our employees more. They're the ones doing the work. Because, see, here's the problem with these rich billionaire assholes is they think they are the smartest, hardest working, best people that have ever existed, and you're poor because of a moral failing on your part. Not that they had rich parents or at the very minimum upper middle class parents to allow them to do what they wanted to do or whatever they wanted to do. And then, because they kept getting lucky enough and stumbling into the right places to become obscenely fucking wealthy and on the way up, they stepped on the backs of everybody underneath them. Bezos still does that today. This is I'm sure, $1 trillion company, plus, because I'm sure they have some kind of accounting trick to separate the business. They go, we're not that rich. No, they are. So they're not paying their employees really what they're worth and what they're making the company. See, what I always find funny is when these billionaires, these rich assholes say, we can't pay more because it'll break the company. Well, the stock options and the stock and the money concentrated at the upper management and the CEO tallies hundreds of millions of dollars. Because it's all about making sure stockholders get their share. Fuck the people making it. This is the problem. We have spent so long convincing poor people that they have to work harder. Well, the problem is when they work harder, they just make somebody else rich. Because we haven't allowed any space for someone to strike out on their own. And when somebody does try to strike out on their own, one of these fucking companies makes sure that you're not successful. As long as we allow these billionaires to have all this money, these companies, these corporations in this country have all this power, your next idea will never win. Because they don't want competition. They want to control the market so they can continue to be super rich, you continue to be super poor. But there's a problem. And because there's that whole it's not going to happen to me that most people seem to have in their fucking heads. They don't think what's happened historically every time this type of shit has fucking happened, it's going to happen to them. During the late 18th century, France, Marie Antoinette let them eat cake. Or how about the end of the Gilded Age? Wasn't quite as catastrophic, but 1929 was for the richest portfolios. There were rich people jumping out of buildings to their death when they saw how much little money they had left, because all the guardrails. There were no guardrails at that point. We are back to that point now, where all the guardrails have been removed from the financial sector. And we keep concentrating wealth at the top, and the bottom is basically starving most of the time. Can't afford their rent. Can't afford to buy anything. Houses, cars, hell. Sometimes it's a struggle for a lot of these people just to treat themselves to a fucking coffee. We've concentrated all that money at the top. Getting kind of top heavy. It's going to fall down. And with the policies of the current administration and the greed and the corruption of the current administration, you bet your sweet ass this is going to come crashing down. And it's going to come crashing down a lot harder than it has before. Because this time, these rich assholes have figured out, hey, I can buy low, sell high. We'll buy it when it crashes, and we'll pick it back up. Problem is they are weakening and starving the federal government to the point where it ain't going to be able to save them. So when it comes crashing down, there's going to be no money to save your asses. So you can make it over that little dip. Like 2008 was for you fucking rich assholes. It's a little dip for you. You lost a little money, but then you gained back that much more. But the federal government was still standing and still strong. During this second administration, the first one fucked some things up. Biden tried to fix it. Guess what? There's been nothing to save you. And just like 1932, 31, Herbert Hoover's policies, which were real similar, you're not going to have anywhere safe to put your money because America has become other countries are trying to decentralize America. So their economies can ride out the bullshit short bus Führer is going to do to ruin this economy in this country. He's going to do his best. They're doing their best to stop it. To at least shelter themselves. But if they don't manage to do it quickly enough, when short bus Führer crashes our economy, it takes the world down with it. So you rich motherfuckers have nowhere to put your money. And you're going to lose too. The difference between us and you, though, most of us know how to do things. Real things. So we'll weather it. I lose my job, as much as it'll hurt my hands, I can fix cars on the side to make my life, to make it by. My boyfriend can work on computers and networking on the side. And he can make it by. We'll be fine. Why? Because we can actually do something other than make money. So, hope you rich assholes are ready. I know I am. Anyway, I get ready for work. I hope you all have a fantastic Tuesday. Get some tacos. I have no idea what they're going to feed us. I hope it's something good. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I love you all.